Client comes to you and they want to increase their living space.
Sure.
In one way or another. So talk us through the process.
So the process starts with a phone call. Client emails or calls me directly and explains what it is that the client wants to achieve with their home. And then I ask a lot of questions on the phone. I want to learn as much as I can, take down as much information as I can to make sure that we can think about helping this client. Usually the answer is yes. We talk at length about how the house works now and how it doesn't work, and I get a sense of what the project consists of. I then usually explain the three basic phases of each project. There's a designing phase, there's a detailed drawings phase, and there's the construction. And then we set a time to meet. So when I come out to meet, and I don't charge for that, that's a chance for each of us to get to know each other and see if there's a good fit. When I come out, I look there and then at what it is that is good about the house, and I listen to the client and understand what is not so good about the house, and what are the things that the client is trying to change. And sometimes clients have a very clear notion of what they want to accomplish, and other times they don't have such a clear notion. In those cases, then there are even more questions back and forth. So I can begin to draw out from the client what it is that's important to that client, what the goals are for the project, and then I can give some intelligent advice as to how possibly to move forward. So once I understand the project at hand, we then shift the meeting to talking about the process in more detail, and I outline each of those three steps I just mentioned. Each one has an agreement with it. So that's when we start to get paid for our services.
Yes.
And each has a defined scope of work and a defined set of fees. The first questions have to do with how could we begin to solve the house problem that we're facing in terms of a design. But that's immediately followed by, well, how much will it cost? So the two really have to progress hand in hand for there ultimately to be a successful outcome.